don't have any paperwork of that. The Foreign Secretary being involved a number of times, we don't have record of that. We don't have record of the George Osborne side of this, and there are other parts. Do you accept that this was not documented well, and why do you think that is? Yeah.
So I think in government is conducted with conversations as well as papers. Prime Ministers should be able to phone people up and say, what do you think about something? I think it's right that decisions are recorded.
That's the point. So, and I come back to the point. I mean, I know you say it's all the civil servants' fault and not yours, but you were in charge of that office where they weren't recording decisions being made.
They were recording decisions being made on a pretty regular basis.
Just haven't told us about.
Sure. I saw regular paperwork on a whole bunch of decisions.
It's famous that Peter Mandelson hosted dinners with political people at his house and in restaurants. It's widely reported. Did you attend any of those dinners in 2024 or up to your departure in 2025 at his house or in restaurants?
I didn't hear that last bit.
Did you attend any of Peter Mandelson's kind of private dinners that he hosted in his house or in restaurants? He held monthly dinners for political people. It's just reported. I haven't been to any of these. I don't think anyone here has, but have you been to any of those dinners?
So I've been to 2 dinners in his house.
Peter Mandelson asked, did he lobby you about becoming the ambassador to the US?
So he did lobby me, but not on either one of those dinners. One of those dinners was after he was ambassador. And I should say also I had dinner when I went to the US in the embassy. But he did lobby me, but I don't think at the dinners. Right?
Was it a done deal?
Oh, sorry. No. I didn't say whose name had come up.
Right.
So I spoke to Simon Case, trying to piece together what happened. And he said, I said to him, I recall there being a sense that we always seem to have wanted a political appointment. I said, when did you first remember this? And he said, January, February 2024, that Simon Case asked the Prime Minister's access team what they thought about the US ambassador. They were replacing Dame Karen Pierce. They were thinking about who to replace her with and what the process was. And Simon Case was informed that the Prime Minister was minded to make a political decision, but as far as I know, Mandelson's name was not in that. Now, the due diligence report was carried out by PET.
Or by PET, and by writing to you?
No. So PET carried out the process. Like I said in my resignation letter, I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned from this, and I think that the way that whole process works isn't up to it. I think there should be, as default, an interview with candidates for something like this. I was given a report, or the Prime Minister was given a report by the Privacy and Ethics team, which was the due diligence report. That was conducted by them without any involvement of me. They gave that to the private office. I then followed up with some questions, but apart from that email, that was the only part I played in it.
Do you think the violence against women and girls aspect of this, the relationship with Epstein, was downplayed during those conversations that you had with the other people advising the Prime Minister and with the Prime Minister at that time?
I think it should have been a lot more to the fore. I know it's something the Prime Minister takes this issue very, very seriously and has done for a great number of years. And I think it should have been way more done so.
The documentation of this process. Decisions of this magnitude should not be done informally, kind of on the sofa. Previous committee sessions, members, we have become aware of a lack of some of the papers. And today it's been referred to the Prime Minister receiving a lot of views. We don't have any paperwork of that. The Foreign Secretary being involved a number of times. We don't have record of that. We don't have record of the George Osborne side of this. And there are other parts. Do you accept that this was not documented well, and why do you think that is? Yeah.
So I think in government is conducted with conversations as well as papers. Prime Ministers should be able to phone people up and say, what do you think about something? I think it's right that decisions are recorded. It's difficult for me to say what's the appropriate level of recording the decisions and the minutes. because it's not where my expertise is. I think there certainly needs to be enough that people can see enough of a paper trail. But I also think it's appropriate for the Prime Minister to say, look, I want to get someone's views. I want to have a conversation with them. But those conversations are not the same as where he makes the decisions. And I think there needs to be enough recording around those. But it's not my area of expertise.
That sounds great, except that the decisions themselves weren't recorded. That's the point. So, and I come back to the point. I know you say it's all the civil servants' fault and not yours, but you were in charge of that office where they weren't recording decisions being made.
They were recording decisions being made on a pretty regular basis.
Just haven't told us about.
Sure. I saw regular paperwork on a whole bunch of decisions. If I've in any way slighted the people I worked with in number 10, please forgive me, because these were the most wonderful people. I have very serious.
I'm sure they were, but I just want to see their written. I just want to see evidence of decisions being made in relation to Mandelson and how those decisions were made. And we just, we have the humble address. We have all this paperwork coming out. We haven't seen any evidence of how these decisions were made.